In today's Sunday Solution, we're going to talk about the most used and abused part of your RV and how to maintain it.
It's time
For another Sunday Solution.
Let's go.
All right, so today we're going to talk about the most used and abused part of your RV. That's going to be these steps right here. So I see a lot of posts online, people with the steps where they don't retract all the way up, and right away they think it's the motor. Motor's bad, motor's bad. Everybody comments, motor's bad, gotta change the motor. It's not always the case. These steps need to be lubricated at least once a month in decent weather, and in bad weather, especially if you're moving, they need to be done, if not weekly, every other week. One of the things I use is this product right here, CRC Power Lube. It's got this additive in here called PTFE. I also use that on the Schwintek slides in the back. Now you don't do the rails on the slides. You only go in and get where the gear hits and the motor is. So that'll be in another video. So basically, you need to get down here, and I forget how many points there are. We'll count them in the video maybe. But I think there's about 18 or 20 places under here that you really have to lubricate. And it's a matter of just getting underneath there and spraying each one of these points and then working the steps a few times, and your steps will come all the way up. We have this happen, I don't know, every once in a while, every couple months, we'll shut the door and they won't go all the way up, they won't retract all the way. So typically the indication that the motor's gone is the motor has a plastic gear in it, and you'll hear it stripping. It'll go goo, 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 and the steps will vibrate and shake. But when they retract and they don't go all the way in, again, that's not the motor. Very rare it's the motor. So try lubricating them first. Just work them a few times, and you know, you'll get them. They'll go all the way up, and once they go up once and a couple times, you get all that lubrication worked in, they'll be fine. These motors are designed to stop at the earliest resistance so that they don't cause damage to that gear or to the actual steps. One thing I should note, and everybody should use caution, do not get your arms anywhere near the pinch points in these steps or you will get hurt. So make sure your significant other, whoever is riding with you, if you have somebody with you that knows that you're outside underneath lubricating the steps, and that they don't do anything to activate those steps, like shut the door or whatever, if you don't have the switch engaged. So let me get under here and I'll show you where we lubricate them, and we'll go from there. We'll see how it works. All right, so let's start with these right here first. Just a little dab. That's 3 of them right there. And then I'll do the other side. And I always put a towel down so I don't get it all over, because some of it will run off. And then we'll get underneath. As you can see, there's a bunch more lubrication points. This is your motor right here. You can change your motor with just 3 bolts. That bolts to gear-driven thing here, and then there's your arm and your pivot and all that. But as you can see, you got a pivot, you got a lubrication point here, here, another one that's hidden right here, and then a couple more across the back. So let's get started. So far we had 6. This is 7. The inside of this would be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 on the end of the pivot arm, 16, and in here, 17. So that should do it. That's all there is to it. We'll go back outside now, and we'll work them a few times and get all that to work in. So that's that. All right, let's give her a whirl. So on our unit, we have a button, not a magnetic switch. The button's located right here. So with your steps in the locked out position, we depress the button and the steps come in. And what I do is I do that a few times, probably 3 or 4, just to get them to work that lubrication in. And that's that. So what kicked this idea off of this video was the other day, 2 days ago or whatever, I came out and I closed the door and my steps came up, but they didn't come up tight like this. Okay, they were hanging down about 1 inch or 2. They weren't fully retracted. So in life, as all things go, I came out and I tried to do a video recreating it before I lubed it up, and they worked perfectly. So I couldn't get the actual thing to recreate to where it wasn't pulling the steps in all the way. But if you've ever had it happen, you'll know what I'm talking about. They'll hang down about 1 inch or 2. They won't fully retract, the motor stops. And like I say, it's due to lubrication. So if you lubricate them up, you shouldn't have any issues. And any time that I've ever had an issue where they haven't come all the way up, it is lubricate it, work it a few times, and boom, they're fine for the next 2-3 months. Those things need to be lubricated, like I say, weekly or bi-weekly, and at the very least monthly. So one thing too, I might point out, if you ever got to get underneath your coach or whatever, go to Walmart, buy one of these yoga mats, whatever they call these things, a little exercise mat. It rolls up great, and it's easy to carry, it's light, and when you want to get underneath, if you're on stone or something like that, you don't have to worry too much about laying in the rocks or whatever, or even on concrete. It's a little easier on your back and stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this Sunday solution. If it helps you out in any way, please be sure to hit the super thanks down there at the bottom. We don't make a lot of money off of YouTube, and these videos take a little bit of time to produce. So any little help that you could help us out with to help the channel, I would appreciate it. So that's that. And if you like the video, hit the subscribe and the bell. That also helps. And we'll see you in the next Sunday solution.